Are you looking for a trip that is all in one? From mountains, beaches, to bright light cities and temples? Well, Malaysia has it all. Malaysia is a diversified place with a lot to offer, regardless of its means of transportation or preferred form of entertainment. The capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, is a cosmopolitan city with incredible shopping and beautiful architecture that you shouldn't miss. I've also put in a link in the description below for discounts on pricing, airfare, and accommodations, so make sure to check it out and book your next adventure. First stop is Batu Caves, Selangor. The Batu Caves complex, which is less than an hour from Kuala Lumpur, is made up of 3 large caves and a number of smaller ones. Take note, the majority of which include statues and 100-year-old temples devoted to Hindu gods. Make your way all the way up the 272 steps to the top of the main cave known as Cathedral Cave, and you'll find a room filled with statues, altars, and lights. A 43-meter-tall gold monument of Lord Murugan greets guests at the foot of the stairs. To understand more about the caves, you can either explore them on your own or take a guided tour. Thousands of people visit the cave to celebrate a Hindu holiday of Thaipusam in January. Next is Kek Lok Sea Temple, Georgetown. This is the largest Buddhist temple in Malaysia. Kek Lok Sea is a relatively recent Asian temple, having only been built in 1890, but its enormous 7-story pagoda and surrounding 10,000 Buddha sculptures make it an unforgettable sight that shouldn't be missed. The pagoda is home to a 36-meter-tall statue of Kuan Yin, the Buddhist goddess of kindness, and is surrounded by gardens, fish ponds, prayer halls, and a multitude of vendors selling both religious and secular items. Many tourists from Southeast Asia travel to the temple to create merits, but they also come to view one of the most significant pilgrimage destinations in the region. The temple's Chinese New Year festivities are especially lovely because hundreds of lanterns are used to decorate the entire building. Next up is Penang Hill. This is an air-conditioned funicular that ascends to 2,007 meters in 5 to 10 minutes and may take you to the summit of Penang Hill. There are mid-stations between the base station and the highest point, however they are only made upon request and are primarily used by locals who reside at those stops. The habitat Penang Hill is located at the top, which also has 3 viewing decks and a 360-degree view of the bay and islands. The habitat Penang Hill has a 1.6-kilometer nature trail that winds through a rainforest and several tropical gardens. You can try zip lines and canopy walks that ascend 40 meters above the ground. Next is the Gunung Mulu National Park, Sarawak. The karst limestone pinnacles of this UNESCO World Heritage Site are spectacular and resemble humans standing in gigantic formations, but the park's enormous caves are equally stunning. One of the reasons some of the caverns in this park weren't extensively investigated until the 1970s was due to the dense rainforest that covers the majority of the park and makes some parts impossible to access. Another factor is the size of the cave systems, which include the world's largest underground chamber and largest passage. With ceilings over 122 meters high, rivers gushing through the rocks, and an opening over a sinkhole more than 1 kilometer wide, these can take your breath away. The Pinnacle Summit Trek, a 3-day hike through the rainforest that requires ropes and ladders, is another option for park visitors like you who want to ascend to the Sarawak Chamber and the Paku Waterfall. Another is the Mount Kinabalu, Sabah. The tallest peak in Malaysia is Mount Kinabalu, which is a little over 4,000 meters high. As one of Malaysia's first national park site, the mountain is a part of Kinabalu Park, a wide variety of plant and animal species, including the endangered orangutan, call Kinabalu home due to its distinctive ecosystem that combines alpine meadows, grasslands, and shrublands. Take note, just 185 climb permits are provided by the park each day, and in order to access the routes, you must make bookings for lodging and a mountain guide in advance. There are limits in place even though individuals under the age of 16 are permitted to join climbing organizations. As the park is already at an altitude of more than 1,800 meters, climbers should schedule a stay there before beginning their ascent. This will allow them to acclimatize before attempting to reach the top. Do you want more? Well, the next one is the Perhentian Islands. This collection of tiny islands, which were once a halting place for traders passing through Southeast Asia, is now a popular tourist destination in northeastern Malaysia. The island's walking trails are an excellent alternative to using a water taxi to get from one beach to the next because they allow you to wander through forest paths and provide breathtaking views of the water. You can try popular activities including scuba diving, snorkeling, and kayaking, but tourists can also participate in turtle conservation programs and gain special access to the locations where turtles congregate to lay their eggs. Next is the Sipadan Island. The seas surrounding Sipadan Island are among the world's richest marine habitats and are home to several coral species, endangered hawksbill turtles, whale sharks, monitor lizards, and whale shark eggs. The island is also regarded as one of the top diving locations in the world and is heavily protected. Only 120 permits are issued each day for visitors. Speedboat transportation takes an hour to get to the island. Once you arrive, you may simply tour the island on foot because its several beaches and reef locations are close to one another. Visitors typically arrive early in the morning as part of snorkeling and diving tours because it is no longer feasible to stay on the island due to environmental protection legislation. Next up is the Ipoh Caverns. Ipoh is recognized as the entrance to the Cameron Highlands and is the location of several limestone caves. Thus, there are two main reasons to visit this vibrant, bustling city. One of the longest caves in Malaysia, the enormous Gua Tempurong, is crammed with viewing platforms that allow tourists to come up close to the beautiful crystal formations that line its walls and its enormous chambers and its underground river. While Panjang Cave is well known for its 5,000-year-old Neolithic paintings, Sampo Tong Cave Temple is known for its abundance of Buddhist statues and is also home to a garden and turtle pond. Ipoh is regarded as one of Malaysia's gastronomic capitals as well. Although the city is full of eateries and coffee shops that you can enjoy, Ipoh's street food vendors offer an equally fantastic dining experience where you may enjoy taugeh, chicken rice, or curry meat. It's difficult to top a plate of caramel egg custard and the renowned Ipoh white coffee for a mid-afternoon treat. Another tourist attraction is the Cameron Highlands, Pahang. The Cameron Islands are a magnificent emerald green hill station that spans over 712 square kilometers. The tea farms, a holdover from the British colonial era, are the main draw here, but there are also lavender fields, orchards, and several options for hiking through the region's mossy woodland to reach lakes, waterfalls, and native towns that you must try. In locations like the Bo Sungai Palace Tea Estate, where you can tour the plantation, see the tea-making process, sit at the cafe, and stock up on delicacies at the gift store, both residents and tourists come to enjoy the cooler weather and have a true high tea experience. The raffleshaw, the largest individual flower on Earth, which grows directly on the ground and can have a diameter of over 100 centimeters, is also a native of the Cameron Highlands region. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. I wouldn't want you to miss all of these exciting places to travel to. Don't forget to put them on your bucket list, and you may also need a bigger bucket. So you ask, what about parks? Well, we have Bako National Park, Borneo. A 20-minute nerve-wracking journey in a small motorboat is required to get to the park after taking a bus. The beautiful mangroves and peat swamp woods are encircled by towering sandstone cliffs and sandy beaches. Take note that there is no transportation available inside the park, so once you arrive at the shore, you can use any of the 16 clearly marked trails to help you explore and hopefully spot some of the unusual local flora and fauna, such as carnivorous plants, endangered proboscis monkeys, and the rare and amiable bearded pig. The Tajur route, which leads to a waterfall and swimming holes, and the Lintang Loop, which offers fantastic scenery on mostly flat terrain, are two of the best trails. Since most animals only emerge after sundown, staying overnight could let you appreciate the park's splendor more fully. At the park's administrative center, bungalows and a designated campsite are available for hire. Next spot is the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center, Sandakan. To assist orphaned orangutan babies rescued from the pet trade or prevented from being killed illegally, the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center was established in 1964. The major objective of the center is to teach these orangutans how to survive in the wild, replacing what they would typically learn from their mothers, so they can eventually be released into the 4,300-hectare Kabili Sepilok Forest Reserve, which is surrounded by virgin forests. Currently, more than 80 orangutans roam freely in the area. Visitors to the facility can view the nursery and climbing area through a glass window, observe feeding times twice a day, and learn more about orangutans and the issues they face today. But they are not permitted to touch or approach the animals. There are many opportunities to explore and see the orangutans frolicking and jumping around on the adjacent trees along the boardwalk that runs around the facility. Another one is the Langkawi SkyCab Kedah, between the base station and the top of Gunung Masinchang Fountain, where several attractions including a pedestrian sky bridge are situated. The Langkawi cable car travels 2.2 kilometers. Moreover, there is an intermediate station where passengers can disembark and reach a viewing deck. About 15 minutes are required to ascend in the glass-bottom gondolas, which provide panoramic views of the bay, the Telaga Tuju waterfall, and the azure waters surrounding Langkawi Island. The top station features a multitude of amenities, 2 additional viewing platforms, and a trail that descends to the middle station via the evergreen jungle in addition to the sky bridge. Of course, how can we forget the Petronas Twin Towers, Kuala Lumpur? This is the tallest twin building in the world, soaring 452 meters above the heavens. The skyscrapers are impressively tall at 88 stories and contains 76 elevators altogether. The 2 buildings are connected to one another on the 41st and 42nd floors by a double sky bridge made of reinforced concrete, steel, and glass. You can travel here to enjoy the breathtaking views of KL and the 6.9-hectare KLCC park below. The views are especially magnificent at night. The bottom floors of the towers are set aside for Surya KLCC, one of the biggest shopping malls in Malaysia, even though the majority of the floors are rented out to businesses like IBM, Microsoft, and Huawei Technologies. All have offices here. This shopping and entertainment complex has more than 300 boutiques, a gallery, and even room for a Philharmonic hall. We're sure visitors like you will stay busy here for hours. Don't forget to check the link in the description area for the best discounts for trips, flights, and accommodations. Why wait? You're not getting any younger. Push that notification bell to be updated on our next travel videos. Till next time, safe travels.